Welcome back. So generally when you see someone on a cell phone in a museum, you assume they're not using it to enjoy the cultural experience.
But new apps mean that isn't always true. Tech expert Shelly Palmer is here to explain how certain apps can help you get even more out of your museum visits. So Shelly, nice to see you.
See you.
When we hear, hey, put the phone down, that may not be such good advice.
Well, no, not anymore. Look, it's museum season. It's time to get out. You know, the weather's getting to a point now where sometimes there's a rainy day and you want to go to the museum or just go to the museum and enjoy the art. And museums used to have guided tours that you put the audio in and you'd walk around, and some of them still do. But there are some amazing apps now that have teamed up with museums. One of them is Magnus. These are all available at the App Store, the Android store. And what you do is you load this app on your phone, walk up to any piece of art, and it's like Shazam, you know, for audio. This is for art. It'll know the art, the artist, give you the information about the artist. As a matter of fact, another app called Smartify is actually more intense than Magnus. It knows everything about the museum, the history of the museum, the history of the art, and works in places in and outside. In your phone, you don't even have to download an app. You probably have Google Photos. If you have Google Photos, then you have Google Lens. There's a button on your phone inside Google Photos, which is the Lens button. Anything that's in the photo, Google Lens will analyze. Now, this is pretty much anything, but now they've teamed up excuse me, they've teamed up with Westcover in San Francisco for local art. So now if you're in a cafe or you're in a WeWork and you see a wonderful piece of art on the wall, you hold up the phone, Google Lens will most likely know what it is, know the artist, know the provenance. Pretty cool.
So these apps teamed up with the museums to get all the information. Is that how it worked?
And ultimately, the museums like this so much, they sort of stopped doing their own guided tours and their own apps for the artwork. What's really cool about this is that it's all artificial intelligence. You know, people always get scared about, well, what's AI going to do? It's going to do this, it's going to do that. One of the things it does great is pattern match, right? So it does face recognition. Well, if you can do face recognition, you can do art recognition. And so all of these apps, including Google Lens, are basically AI that look at stuff and know what it is.
So this is AI for good use.
AI for good.
Yeah.
And there should be some.
So how do you balance the sort of the tech side of it with, hey, I'm in a museum, I don't want to have my head still buried in the phone all day long?
Look, I never suggest that you walk around like this. You have to pick your head up and smell the roses, as it were. But in a museum, one of the best things you can do is learn about the art, learn about the artist, and kind of understand how it came to be. Art history is some of the most fun you can have in a museum. So I'm excited about the idea that while you're looking at the art, you're going to hold up your phone, have a quick look at it, and then learn what you need to learn and become a little bit smarter, and have I would say, have your experience enriched by the technology, as opposed to making the technology the focus, just enriching your experience. And by the way, when we get into augmented reality, which we'll be talking about later on this year, the whole point of that too is enrich your experience, right? Use your technology to enrich your experience. So here's a good way.
Okay.
Shelly always enriches our experience
you do.
in
Shelly,
all
thanks
aspects
so much.
of life.
Good tips there.